Hello, everyone. Hello, my new students. And if you're looking at this as a preview, you're probably wondering what's going on in the course, how does it run, and all that other good stuff. Well, I'm making this brand new recording for my anatomy course. And this anatomy course is very near and dear to my heart. It is one of the first things that I've ever taught. And there seems to be some sort of special alchemy going on in this course where it really has helped a lot of people. I want to give you an overview of this course because I think it's really important for you to understand how this course is set up. And as you can see, I'm just kind of looking at this in real time. I'm viewing this under the student view so you can see, first of all, the thing that we can do is it says by the numbers. It's 118 lectures. That's a lot. That's a lot. I understand that, but I want you to learn. So it's important that you see that it's 118 lectures with 22 hours, and it is a beginner course, and we're going to take our time in this course. There's the one thing that I want you to realize is that you're going to take your time in this course, and we are going to really unpack some of the basics before we actually get into the musculature. I think oftentimes that's actually skipped over, and I think that it is one of those things to where it needs to be there needs to be paid way more attention to the beginning aspects of it, especially when you're a beginner, because I know how frustrating this can be. I do. First of all, I don't read off of any sort of script, and this is one of my very first courses, so I do make mistakes, and I still make mistakes in my current courses, but I always correct them because I want you to know that it is okay to make a mistake. It is okay not to get it right away. You're a beginner. I don't expect for you to get it right away. That's a part of learning. I make mistakes. I do not read from a script. It's just not my style. But I do make sure that you have fun. Now, you can use any sort of software. It's not any specific piece of software. The first things that I use here was an older version of Sketchbook Pro, and it has served me well. I have newer versions of newer software. This is not dependent upon software. You can just use pencil and paper. Let's take a look at the course content. Well, first of all, something that will say welcome to Learning Anatomy, which is probably this video that you will be watching because I'm putting up a brand new video. As you can see, here are the worksheets. You get some worksheets here. And by the way, I know that there is one of the lessons or something where I do mention that I talk about worksheets. If there isn't a worksheet there for like one or two of the lessons, do not worry, you are not missing anything. I really want you to practice on your own because I felt it was important for you to do a little bit of artistic thinking on your own. So don't worry about that. There's things on the skeleton, muscles, the working stick figure, and I have something on the Mac, part 1 and part 2. These are my zip files, and I broke up all these zip files so that for those of you that now that I go back and think about it, the Mac zip files are the ones in which those are for my Mac people that were having problems. I think some people who use the Mac, because I use Mac and PC, they were having some problems. So you're going to download this, Mac 1 and Mac 2. And I divided these up so that it'll be a lot easier for you. This is a newer video that I did as far as what book would I recommend, because I came to the conclusion that people were asking me this question a lot. And so that's what that video is on. These are all the zip files in this particular video, so I loaded them all in the front. Basic training. Basic training is going to be as it sounds. We are going to play around with the stick figure. It builds up confidence. That's what it does. We're going to move on to some basic shapes like the cylinder and shape training. I'm going to guide you through all of this. Do not worry. And the reason why I want to do this is because if you're a beginner, you might be a beginner drawer, an artist that has not really drawn before. And so this is going to be this beginner section that's going to help you build up your confidence, and you're going to really understand shapes, and you're going to get a fantastic understanding of shapes and how it relates to the stick figure. Section 3, we're going to do we're going to create a mannequin. And that's going to be, if those of you that have seen art books and you've seen some sort of version of a mannequin, we're going to go ahead and do that. We talk about proportion. This is where you're going to get my blank 8 heads sheet. And this is going to be all about you making a mannequin, because that way, some of you that are really anxious to start your projects and maybe do your comic, maybe you're doing some sort of slice of life manga that doesn't require you to draw every single muscle right away, you're going to be able to get started with the mannequin. As you can see here, I answered a student question with a video. By the way, I do that. And I love to interact with people. I would love for you guys to post your artwork. And I always give feedback. And number 4, or section 4, is understanding the skeleton. We're going to talk about the skeleton. As you can see, it's very extensive. Then we go into the muscles. Then I talk a bit more about arms and legs. And I have a section called Putting It All Together, which I discuss drawing hair. I talk about drawing weight, drawing women, and foreshortening. There's a section on drawing the face. I have an entire section on doing poses and gesture. And I have poses and gesture 2. And the student Q&A, which is actually dictated by all of you. So I really do want you guys to really interact with this. And you can see that the last time that people interacted looks like it was about the 4, which would be April of this year. So that's an overview of my course. And what I want to say to you all is that I know that it's kind of scary to jump in and try to do anatomy. And I know that a lot of you may have been trying to go around on the internet and trying to piece together your own anatomy education. The reason why I made this is because this is simply not a course in which you will just watch me draw a bunch of different anatomy poses. You're actually going to be actively doing things in this course. And I don't want that to scare you. I want that to excite you. This is a beginner's course. And so I want you to think about that by the time you're done with this, you're going to have a really good grasp on anatomy. I say that to say that you will never stop wanting to learn anatomy. I still study anatomy. Yep, to this day, I still study it. I'm not quite sure if you ever feel like you're quite done. You always feel like you want to be a lot better. And one of my mentors, who's really good at anatomy, he feels like he's a beginner. So I want you to always have that I'm a beginner attitude when it comes to not only just learning anatomy, but learning everything in art. Be open to things, and I want you to be excited about learning and be excited about the things that you don't know. And when you make a mistake, it's okay. I'm here for you. I'm a resource for you. I want you to use me as the resource. I do respond, and I respond typically within 24 hours. Thus far, I've been able to do that. And I just also want to say really quickly that please use the Q&A. You are not bothering me. You are not disturbing me. You are not being an inconvenience to me. I am your instructor. You are my student. I am here for you. Also, as this goes on, if you feel like you need me to make a video for something, just go ahead and do that. I think it's important that you understand, again, that I'm here for you. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm at about 8 minutes right now. Thank you so much for checking out the course. And I look forward to seeing you upload some images. And even if it's just the basic stuff, I want you to take your time out to upload that. By the way, when you upload things, you can upload them in the JPEG or JPG format, because that's a lot easier rather than trying to upload it in TIFF or PSD file. I'm going to stop talking. Let's get started.